In 1986, Tom Hawkes, gentle and strong 39-year-old man, ever imagined that a single glance at a woman named Jackie would change the course of his life forever. From that moment, their love grew warm and effortlessly, the kind of love that made others envy them. But behind that beautiful beginning lay the seeds of a tragedy no one could foresee. Jackie, unable to have children after a tragic accident in her youth, found a new meaning in life when Tom's 2 sons began calling her Mom. That simple word healed a wound she had carried for years. Together, they built a home full of laughter, unaware that their happiness was quietly counting down toward the darkest chapter of their lives. When the boys grew up and moved out, Tom and Jackie chose to retire early. With their hard-earned savings, they bought a small boat and named it Well-Deserved, a tribute to their years of work and love. They spent years sailing along the coasts of California and Mexico, recording every moment with a small camera. They didn't know those recordings would one day become the final proof of their existence. In 2004, joyful news arrived. They were going to become grandparents. Wanting to live closer to family, they decided to sell their beloved boat. Their advertisement brought them to a young couple, Skyler and Jennifer, who appeared hopeful and harmless. A smiling mother carrying a baby should have inspired trust. Instead, it marked the beginning of a carefully planned nightmare. Days after the transaction, Tom and Jackie stopped contacting their family. What began as mild concern soon became fear when their boat was found in complete disarray. Like Tom's flawless organization, ropes left scattered, panels half open, dirty towels hanging, signs that someone had rushed, panicked, or wanted to hide something. Every detail felt like a silent scream discovered too late. Tom first saw Jackie years earlier at a food festival. She stood alone, graceful yet carrying a sorrow that only he seemed to notice. Her smile hit him like a wave. He gathered unexpected courage and spoke to her. Their conversation flowed naturally, as if they had known each other in another life. No one could have predicted that this beautiful meeting would someday be cursed by the cruelty that awaited them. Jackie embraced Tom's sons as her own. The word Mum filled the void she thought would follow her forever. And when danger finally came for her, her last thoughts were not of herself, but of the children waiting for her to come home. The day she learned she would become a grandmother, Jackie cried tears of joy. Though they loved their boat deeply, they agreed to sell it and return home to be closer to family. But that loving decision opened the door to evil. Skyler and Jennifer appeared perfect, polite, young, carrying a baby. No one could see the darkness behind their eyes. As police investigated the Hawks' disappearance, Skyler's lies began to unravel. He claimed he had once acted in Power Rangers, then switched stories to say the money used to buy the boat came from robbing a drug dealer. A notary who supposedly witnessed the sale later confessed she had been paid to forge signatures and backdate documents. This was no simple transaction. This was a trap built on deception. The breakthrough came from Alonso, a young man who initially denied everything. When told his accomplice had confessed, he finally broke down and revealed the horrifying truth. Skyler had portrayed himself as an international hitman, claiming Tom and Jackie were targets. He offered Alonso $1 million and recruited a large, intimidating man named John Kennedy to carry out the plan. Jennifer, who looked gentle and harmless, turned out to be the calculating mind behind the manipulation. During the test sale, Tom sensed something was wrong. Years as a correctional officer taught him to recognize danger. But Jackie, seeing Jennifer's baby, felt safe. Only she didn't know that Jennifer's sweet smile concealed a murderous intention. Once the boat sailed far enough from land, the trap snapped shut. Tom was attacked below deck by Skyler and John. Jackie panicked, but Alonso, trembling between fear and guilt, grabbed her and handcuffed her. Her screams for Tom haunted Alonso for the rest of his life. Tom was beaten and tied up. Jackie was thrown beside him, and even with tape over their eyes, their hands found each other. In the darkness, Tom whispered, "Whatever happens, we stay together." Those words almost stopped Alonso, but Skyler cared only about money. After forcing them to sign over their assets, the final act began. The couple was dragged to the back of the boat, still bound and blindfolded. Jennifer, calling from shore, urged Skyler to finish it. A heavy anchor was dragged toward them. Skyler hooked the chain to the handcuffs, linking Tom and Jackie. Jackie sobbed, whispering the name of the grandchild she would never meet. Tom tried to comfort her until the very last second. Then the anchor was thrown overboard. The chain snapped downward, ripping them from the deck. Jackie hit the wall of the boat before both were yanked into the dark water, still holding hands. Skyler stood at the edge of the boat laughing, convinced he had won. He didn't know that this laugh would later condemn him to death. But for Tom and Jackie, justice came far too late.